Third kill of the trip, and we get a Berserker ring. There we go. So that is what we were looking for. Oh man, that's great. So 45 KC, well under the drop rate of 1 out of 128. Rex kill 13 of the trip. There it is, Warrior Ring. So that is Dagannoth Rex completed. 3 Berserker rings, 1 Warrior ring, 210 KC. Oh, I'm so happy that's finally over. Supreme kill number 117 after one more hit here, and there it is. That is the Archer's Ring. So we are just under the drop rate of 1 in 128. We got it on number 117. You can see in the chat box roughly 3 million more GP set to go into my bank, so looking forward to that. And we are done with Supreme. We now only have 1 ring remaining. Welcome back to my Fremennik only Ironman series, episode number 21. To recap what happened in episode 20, you can see on the screen here is we picked up the Archer Ring on Supreme kill count number 117. The last episode I did all 117 kills at Supreme. Up to that point I had not even attempted it, so I'm glad that I was able to knock out 1 of the 4 rings that I needed, and that leaves us with just 1 ring remaining. So in this episode, our end goal really is going to just be killing Prime until we can pick up that Seers ring, and that will complete the Lord of the Rings and the very first part of this account. The Lord of the Rings goal was the very first goal set on the account over 2 years ago. I've been on and off the account, but I'm glad that I'm almost at the finish line now. And also with that being said, if you are enjoying the series up to this point and you haven't yet subscribed, I am sitting about 300 subscribers away from 10,000. And if I can hit that goal by the end of the year, that would be exceptional. But anyways, sit back and enjoy episode number 21. So at level 69 fletching, you can craft a rune crossbow, and one of the unique things about this region is that once you get to Dagannoth Supreme, you can actually build it yourself, minus the crossbow string, which you can get from bear meat, which is still in the region. But I was able to get a U-log drop, and I also got 1 runite limb drop. So a rune crossbow is going to be a huge upgrade over the adamant crossbow, as well as the archer ring is going to add a little bit more DPS as well. So that's going to be my first goal of this episode, is going to get my fletching from level 65 to 69 and make that rune crossbow. Starting out the grind with level 69 woodcutting and 66 fletching, 70 woodcutting. I decided that I'd bank the willow logs and then just fletch them all at once, so here is level 71 woodcutting. And this should be the last woodcutting level of the grind. That is level 72 woodcutting. I can now go and fletch these willow logs. And there we go, that is level 69 fletching. That's the level needed for the rune crossbow. I'm going to go kill a bear and get the bear meat, and then we can move on and craft that rune crossbow. So I have all the pieces here, so I will add the limbs to the stock, and then I'll add the crossbow string to the rest of it. And there we go, plus 90 range strength. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my best range setup and compare what the difference is with the rune crossbow as compared to the adamant crossbow. So here's my setup prior to me killing Supreme. I actually got 3 upgrades on the range attack. So we have the red d'hide van braces, the rune crossbow, and the archer's ring, of course. So I go from 115 range bonus up to 141. Range strength stays the same at plus 85 with the Myth Bolts E. I think in the last clip I mentioned that the rune crossbow had plus 90 strength. I meant to say it had plus 90 attack bonus. But anyways, this is a huge upgrade. Now let's go and give this a try down at Prime. Needless to say, this has been a rough Prime kill. I didn't bring any prayer potions, so I left with just 3 prayer points, and this is basically all my food as I'm about to get knocked out. That is Prime kill number 48 for the Earth Battle Staff. I hope to improve on my kills. That was a very slow kill. The range here should be a lot better. I was planning on flicking, but it took me a while to get down here, so I lost a lot of prayer points on my way just to get into the safe spot. So let's move on. And with this last hit, this should be Prime kill number 55 for 5 sharks. Not a bad drop. I do need sharks coming down here. Overall, my kills are getting a lot better. I'm not bringing any prayer potions, and I'm not doing multiple kill trips just because I would have to take a dose or two of prayer potion while waiting, and I take a lot of damage and need the anti-poison, so 1 kill trips for me. After my last clip, I realized I was a little bit close to a range level, so that is level 72 range. I may try and get another level or 2 before going back to Dagonoth Prime, so let's go ahead and just stick with rock crabs for a little bit longer. And there we have level 73 range. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop training range for now. I used like 1300 iron knives from one level. I was AFKing it a little bit, so I'm sure I lost a lot of knives that way. But I think I'm going to go and give Prime another shot. If you remember, when I was on Supreme, I hit level 73 attack, went down to do a trip, and then I think a trip or 2 later, I got the Archer's Ring. So hopefully that 73 number is lucky. So it turns out when I went back to the bank, I realized I had my granite body on, so I'm pretty sure that's why I lost all of those iron knives. That should be the kill there for Dagonoth Prime, and we end up getting Oyster Pearls on kill number 60 as I'm about to die. And here is Prime kill number 64, and that is the halfway mark of the drop rate for the Seers Ring, and we get a Renar Weed, so overall not a bad drop, get 1 more prayer potion. There is Prime kill number 70 with an uncut sapphire. This is Prime kill number 75 and a Farseer helm. Close, but not quite. And this will be Prime kill number 83 for a Mud Battle Staff, so that is 1 more item marked off of the collection log. I'm kind of happy that I got it before the Seers Ring, as I don't know if I would have grinded out the Mud Battle Staff after getting it just because of the supply waste it would have been, and it being a 1 in 128 drop, but there we go, that is Mud Battle Staff on Prime kill number 83. I don't have too much use for it though. And here's a quick look at the collection log. All that we need now is the Seers Ring and of course the pets, but we have completed almost everything now. And here comes Prime kill number 86, and we get a second Mud Battle Staff. So just 3 kills later, we pick up our second one. The first one didn't really have a lot of use for me, and the second one especially does not. Another 1 in 128 drop. Prime kill number 90 coming in here. We'll see this one goes through, and there is a Dragon Axe. So that is 3 rare drops and 7 kills, 2 Mud Battle Staffs and a Dragon Axe, all 1 in 128. I can feel that Seers Ring coming soon. And this should be Prime kill number 93, and there it is, the Seers Ring. That is the Lord of the Rings completed on Dagonoth Prime kill number 93. So I just got the Dragon Axe a couple kills ago, and I said I thought the Seers Ring was coming up, and there it is, under the drop rate of 1 in 128. And that is the completion of all 4 rings from the Dagonoth Kings. Let's go ahead and run to the bank and grab all of the rest of the items we got. And here it is, the final collection log of the Lord of the Rings challenge on my Fremennik only Ironman series. Total, we got 4 B rings, 1 Archer, 1 Seers, and 1 Warrior ring, 3 Dragon Axes, 1 Circle, and 2 Mud Battle Staffs. I think the total kill counts for each of them was, I picked up the first B ring on 45 KC, Warrior ring was 210 KC, the Archer ring was 117, and then the Seers ring, rounding it out, was at 93 KC. And then along with that, we got the shield left half, which is super rare, a couple rock shell pieces, and then we also got a skeletal bottom. I don't think I showed that clip, but we picked that up as well. And then I have about 75 bones sitting in the bank that I have not yet used on the altar. I think it's enough to get a level, but I think I'll just go ahead and save them until I can get my construction level up a little bit higher and maximize the experience for that. But anyways, here is 7 out of 10 items from the Dagonoth King collection log. I doubt I will get any further than that. If I do, it would most likely be the Rex pet, as I can maximize a lot more kills per hour there, as opposed to Prime and Supreme. Here are the total stats on the account. 33 days played, almost 34 days to get all 4 rings from scratch in the Fremennik region, 93 combat, 1,267 total level. Those are the final stats. Looked like the level 73 range came in handy there at the end, and overall it was a very successful run. Kind of bummed that I took a long break in the middle, but hey, my one goal was just to finish it, and I did finish this goal of completing all 4 rings, so I'm happy to say that. Let's go ahead and give this a price check and see what we end up with. So the final price check comes in, and it's just over 12 mil. Most of that is going to be anchored by the Archer's ring and the 4 B rings, and then everything else kind of just adds up a couple mil at the end. but overall, very successful Dagonoth King runs. Everything was under the drop rate except for the Warrior Ring, but I did make up for it with 4 Berserker Rings though. So before wrapping up the video, I did receive a comment in my last video that I thought was a good idea. He said once I did get all of the rings that I should go ahead and try a DK's trip where I kill Supreme, Rex, and Prime all one time. I haven't tried it before. I've never really killed 2 of them in one trip yet. I think I've killed maybe Prime and Rex in one trip, which is pretty easy because you can just kill Prime and then safe spot Rex. But I don't think I've ever tackled Supreme with them as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. This is my gear setup. One notable difference I think for Supreme is going to be I have 44 Runite bolts from just drops from DK, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I decided to go with the B ring for maximum DPS on Supreme, as that one's going to be the toughest to get down because I will go for that one first before moving on to Prime and then Rex to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot, see what happens, and I will report back with my luck. Starting off with the Supreme kill first, there it is, 118 for some Opal Bolt tips. Prime kill number 94, going for the back-to-back, and we pick up a Renar Weed, so that's actually pretty good. It's another prayer potion. I'll be wasting one, or I've already wasted one now on this trip. Now is the easy part, just gotta pick up Rex and finish him off in the safe spot. Okay, this last hit should do it for Rex, and that's gonna be a successful trip, and look at that, 2 Renar Weeds. So we used 6 doses of prayer, so we got exactly 6 back. So on that trip we did kill 216 of Rex, 94 for Prime, and 118 for Supreme. Well, I think that's going to do it for Act 1 of the Fremennik only Ironman series, The Lord of the Rings. The initial goal in the account was just to kill all the Dagonoth Kings and get all 4 rings, and I was going to call it a day. Now that I've reached that point, I realize that there are bigger goals that I can try and accomplish on this account, that being God Wars Dungeon. There's a path through the mountains that starts in Relica, and I can kind of go there. So it's somewhat in the region, and I think I'm going to try and accomplish at least a couple kills at God Wars Dungeon. As I get closer to that goal, I can try and really line up what I need to do, maybe try and go for a God Sword, but there are a lot of obstacles in my way before getting there, which I will elaborate on in episode 1 of Act 2, which unfortunately is not going to be coming out for a while. I want to try and pre-record a few episodes of that just so I'm not recording episodes and then posting them and waiting 2 or 3 months between episodes. Or like I did in this stage of the account, wait a year and a half to upload an episode. So I'm going to take my time on those ones. In the meantime, I have been working on my Desert Only Ironman. If you're not familiar with it, I did that account before I did this account back in 2017 and 2018. So with the talk of Raids 3 coming along, that's some endgame content on that account that I want to try and do on the Desert account, and there's a lot more content in the Desert now since I've last played the account. With that being said, I did want to take some time to thank everybody who did watch the series from the beginning, picked it up halfway through. Maybe this is your first episode that you've watched. If so, go back through the playlist and watch the rest of the episodes, but thanks for sticking with me. It's been quite a ride since I started the account way back in 2019. I took maybe 3 or 4 breaks on the account, the longest one being about 18 months, but I'm glad that the account is finally complete, and I just needed to finish the account. I wanted to finish the account a couple months ago when I got back into it. That was one of my main motivation, was just finishing. I was already 2 rings in, and I knew that I was so close to completing those other 2 rings that I just had to come back to the account, finish it up. That way I can have one complete playlist of all 21 episodes, completing all of the Lord of the Rings, and I'm not getting comments on episode 19 asking what happened to me or where I'd go. So with that being said, I will be taking a break from this account for a bit, but I will be working on it in the background, trying to gain some goals, pre-recording episodes, and going from there. Thank you all for watching, and I will leave you with this last clip here.